From day one, railroads played a key role at Apache Powder Company. Rail access was a key concern in the decision of where to build the plant. In the early days, rail was essentially the only game in town for serious freight hauling, since the trucks of that era and the roads just weren't all that great. So when the plant went into operation in 1922, raw materials entered by rail, and most finished product was delivered the same way. These many decades later, the golden age of rail is still a fascinating study. Equally fascinating is the story of Apache's carefully designed complex of buildings and machinery and the little narrow-gauge railroad that made it possible to produce millions of pounds of powder every month without the basic materials handling equipment we now take for granted. There were no forklifts or trucks or cars on the powder line when production was underway. During the early days, rail cars were pulled by mules. Later, Porter fireless steam locomotives were used. The little engines ran on steam from the powerhouse. It's said they could run about 4 hours per charge. More recently, the little steamers were replaced by Plymouth units with diesel or gasoline engines. The entire complex of powder production buildings, 100 or so, was situated to maximize the benefits of gravity. Individual buildings typically had 2 or more levels. Raw materials entered on top, worked its way downhill, and finished product emerged at the bottom. 4 miles of narrow-gauge rail lines interconnected the complex, keeping various ingredients and mixes flowing down the line. Let's climb aboard and see how a batch of dynamite is produced. Our journey begins at the dope mill near the top of the hill at the west end of the line. Here a variety of absorbents or dopes arrive by rail and are dumped into a row of bins along the building's upper level. At mid-level, an operator formulates a batch of dope into a bin mounted on a platform on a moving cart. He moves the cart from bin to bin and with careful eye on weight, uses a hoe-like tool to drag just the right amount of each ingredient into the batch. The completed batch is released to drop through a grinder into a waiting wooden hod on the lower level. Operators push full hods onto rail cars for a train ride to the powder line. A few minutes later, the hods are unloaded into the upper level of a mix house as nitroglycerin arrives by slow-moving angel buggy to the level below. There, ingredients are combined in a large mixer bowl, producing dynamite. When the mix is complete, the assembly rolls over, dumping the product into hods positioned below. From there, the bulk dynamite goes by rail to the various pack houses. At the shell pack house, dynamite mix is dumped from the upper level into the pack machine feed hopper. Below, paper shells, also brought in by rail, are waiting. Workers systematically operate the equipment by which an array of wooden dowels gently presses the damp mix into the paper shells, which are then crimped. Meanwhile, box mill operators are producing the wooden finger joint cases in which dynamite sticks are packed. With help from the little railroads, stick dynamite and wooden cases come together at the case house, where workers fill the cases to the correct weight and nail the lids closed. The finished product, sealed 50-pound cases of dynamite, moves by rail flat car out of the powder line to be warehoused in the powder magazines. While the technology seems primitive by today's standard, the efficiency of production was impressive. During the heyday of dynamite, hundreds of cases of high explosive poured out of the powder line every hour.